Hey, what's up, guys? So you've taken the time out in your shop, you've bought materials, you've built your products, you're ready to go for your first craft fair or your first farmer's market. You get there, you get set up, you're feeling good, and you don't have the people coming into the booth that you're quite thinking you were going to have. So today we want to tell you about the number one barrier that prevents people from buying out of your booth. And my wife Beth is going to help explain it for us.
Stick around till the end. We're going to also have some free resources for you to help you with this issue too.
So let's go. So we're talking about getting the traffic you want in your booths and making the sales you want in your booths. What is the number one barrier we find that prevent us from doing that?
Well, you've been next to me at every show we've done. What do you think the number one barrier is?
Price?
Actually, no.
No.
So we're looking at three products in front of us, and all three of these products are priced typically in the $20 to $25 range. If you're below $30 on a product, price is not the issue. Guess again.
Well, we got these three products we're using, but I would say sometimes people could think of availability, place to put it on your table, or even someone wanting to purchase it because of the size of the item, maybe?
Yeah, so again, these three products are all pretty small. We can put them in a bag. People can carry them around. They're lightweight. Even if someone's not like me and has someone like you to carry all their shopping bags around the craft show, it wouldn't bother me to carry these around. Also, all three of these products are small enough that they could easily be shipped. So if you're selling on Shopify or Etsy or Facebook Marketplace and you're trying to get it to your customer, the size of this product is not a barrier to selling.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know. What is the number one barrier we find drawing people into your booth or to your table or your display and getting them to be appealed by the item to make that purchase?
So the number one issue, the number one challenge with selling products is actually nothing with the product itself. It's the inability for the purchaser, for your buyer, to see immediately, within an instant, how this product will be used. Who are they going to give it to as a gift? Who is it that or where is it in their home that they want to put it? Like, how does this benefit me as the buyer? You always want to remove any doubt that someone may have that this product is worth purchasing.
Yeah, and so kind of like a realtor would stage a home. Mm-hmm. So when people go into the house, because that's a big roadblock people have, is seeing how things would fit into rooms and houses. So similar type of idea.
Yeah, exactly. So a realtor staging a home to show that this room could be a bedroom or it could be a home office is a good example.
Yeah.
Another example is if you're like me and you love shopping online, I want to see that clothing item on a model with a similar body shape as I have. If the only model in the picture is a size 0, I don't really know if this is going to work for me or for you. And so I may not buy it simply because I can't visualize it. And so what we want to do with these products is make it to where they don't have to do the work of figuring out how it's used for them. So Chris, talk to us, explain to everybody what all these three products are, and then and the price we normally sell them at. And then I'm going to come behind you and let's talk about how we can make these products where the customer doesn't have to imagine anything in their usefulness.
Yeah, sure. So, and first of all, I mean, this could be any products, right? Mm-hmm. Anything that you have. These are just ones that we have commonly sold in the past. The dice in particular here are best sellers for us in a way. And so, and you might have seen these on previous videos, but we wanted to use these since they were examples that we usually have ready to go for us, right? So, and they're smaller items, so you can see easier on camera how to do this. So, well, first, we'll just start off our yard dice. So these are an item that we make. They're very simple. Does take a little bit of time to make these because there's a couple stages, especially depending on the equipment you have in your shop, right? And we won't get into that, but these are great items that we sell to people to use for what we call yard dice. So, and there are some games that we're going to talk to you about that you can do to help kind of encourage people along with them. But real simple product, really good seller, especially during the summertime or springtime, those times of year when you get outside and play.
People love to put them in their campers.
Yeah, they're great for traveling and things like that. We just got back from vacation and we were driving to the Smoky Mountains and said, oh, we should have brought some stuff to play outside with.
Absolutely. And we normally sell these for $25 for a set of 6.
Yeah. So, and then next we have a smaller cheese board. Now, there's any size cutting board, cheese board, charcuterie board. We make all sizes. This is just one of the smaller ones that is really like a cheese serving board. And I just knocked it over. But this thing is really meant for small preparation or a cheese log or something like that, where you'd have just some crackers and cheese, right? We normally sell these for how much?
That one sells for $20. And honestly, for one this size, we're talking about almost 100% profit for us, because we make these little boards with all of the miscellaneous little scraps we have left over from making big boards.
Leftover walnut.
So yeah, this one is black walnut with some sassafras in the middle. But yeah, it's essentially $20 of pure product, because all the little pieces that are left can't be used for a bigger board.
Yeah, and again, it's not a big expensive item, so people are more inclined to maybe look at it and not be so tempted to have to think about it so much. And then our last one over here is just a herb box. Now, this one will be interesting when we get to this. We're going to do it last, but because a lot of people just look at it and go, I don't know what that is. And the truth is, you can use it for a lot of different things. It's made to be an herb box. It's made out of cedar pickets. And so it's just like the big planters. It's rot resistant, bug resistant. It can go inside or outside, either one. But when you look at it, some people go, oh, what would I do with that? I don't know.
Is that a bird feeder? That's one of the questions we get a lot.
Is that a bird feeder? Well, yeah, you can do that, but that's not the intention. So what Beth is going to explain to you on all these items is how to help people see what the idea for them is.
Absolutely. So I'm going to set these two out of the way for just a second. Let's start with the dice.
All right.
So the number one thing that people see, they go, oh, those are fun. What would I play with them? So let's start off simple. First, yes, they look nice sitting here in a pyramid, but how am I going to carry these? So let's start off with just a bag. So Chris, you start bagging these up.
Go back to my grocery store days training.
That's right. That's right. And then we're going to add something to this along with the dice. So we have 2 cards, and they're not big enough to zoom in on the camera, but one of these is Yahtzee. Think about Yahtzee, but it's Yahtzee, and it's a scorecard, and one of them is Farkle. Now, we typically would put maybe 3 of each of these in a bag so that they can easily be used for the first few rounds. Your customers can make copies of these. One of the items that we're going to put in the show notes today are digital copies of these cards so that you can print them out if you want to use them.
Yeah, we'll stick a link in the description for you.
Absolutely. And so we're actually going to put these cards, which, you're talking about 25 cents of cardstock to make these. We're going to stick these in the bag, and we're going to put them right up front. And the first question people have, like I said, is how am I going to play this? What do I do with this? Oh, they have cards. There's actual games that go with this. And so that first question of, oh, how does that work, immediately goes away. So Chris, I'm going to redo your stacking just a little bit here.
That's when we pack for vacation,
neater.
It's the same thing. And she had mentioned people can, see, oh, these look like they're used for games. Ideally, you're going to be able to talk to everybody at your booth. But also ideally is you're busy enough that when people first walk up to your table or your booth or wherever you're at, you don't have time to talk to them right off the bat because you're dealing with another client or customer. Hopefully you get to them and they don't just walk out without being greeted or talked to. But this kind of gives them a way, like we said, the appeal to just see what it is from standing off from the table or your booth. And they can tell that it's something interesting. And again, it's like staging a house. Like, we are showing the people what we are intending for the product by the way we dress it up.
Yes. And now it's easily visible. We have our cards. I just used a little bit of jute cord to seal it off.
Now, during like 4th of July, we had a show last month leading up into the holidays. We put red, white, and blue ribbon around these. So we changed it up just a little bit for the holiday, just to give some color, a little bit of pop. And again, it just shows up a little bit better.
And I just cut 3 little sections of ribbon. So if you are like Chris and you're like, I'm not doing a bow, I don't know how to do a bow, just get some ribbon that has like the wire in it so you can easily mold it. I cut 3 little sections. I'm gonna put it right here with this jute cord and tie a knot with the jute cord. You don't have to know how to make a bow to make your product look nice.
I don't even, yeah.
And so now we just have our ribbon. It sort of looks like a bow. And now not only do they say, hey, this is a fun game. We can put this in our camper. There's cards, we can play it. But by simply adding a bow to it, it immediately makes you think.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. So again, what we want to do is take the thought out of the process.
Yeah.
And so now we've removed barriers and we've said, oh, this could be a fun game, but also at Christmas, this could be a really fun gift.
Yeah, because that is a barrier we've talked about in other videos, is the time of the year you're selling things. There's busier times and slower times. Certain things sell better at certain times of the year. So we're adding some versatility to it as well. And that may seem silly that it's something so simple as putting it in a bag and adding a few accessories and a little decoration. But again, it's unreal when people are walking around a show, especially a big show where there's a lot of booths and things. You need something to just help catch their eye to even get them into you in the first place. And so adding a little bit of something can do that for you.
So the next one we have up is our cheese board.
All right, cheese board.
Now, the biggest issue with the cheese board, what's your number one complaint about this product?
Well, it's just small and simple to me.
It is very small.
I like making the big manly cutting boards,
He
right?
wants a cutting board that if you drop it on your foot, it's gonna break.
Yes.
The foot, not the board. But as a woman, my favorite cutting board in my kitchen is actually a small one about this size.
Yeah, it is.
Because most of the time, I just want to pull out something small to dice an onion or something like that. I don't want to have to, use a crane to haul off this heavy cutting board to bring it to the top of my counter. But also, a lot of people who are shopping, especially at the holidays, they're looking for a gift. And those big, thick cutting boards that are $75 to $200 are outside of their price range for a mother-in-law gift, a teacher gift.
You don't want to spend $75 or $100 on your mother-in-law?
Actually, I love my mother-in-law. We can, but most of us are living on a budget.
Yeah.
So you don't have that $100 to spend on a big gift, or like I said, a teacher gift, a Sunday school teacher gift, simply a housewarming gift. Maybe you have a friend who's moving into a house. You want something small. This can provide them a high quality product, more in that price range. But the same issue that you have with it of what am I going to do with a cutting board that small?
Yeah.
Immediately becomes a challenge to buyers as well. So let's solve this issue. I'm going to add just a couple things to this. Now, these items do cost a little bit of money, but like I said, this is made with scrap wood for us. So if I'm selling this at $20 and I have almost 100% profit, I can add a little to it and not worry about that. But if that is a concern, if you're buying wood to make it this size, maybe just add $3 or $4 to your bottom line or to your price, and you can do that with what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to add just a couple of things to this. First, I have just a new little tea towel. These come in sets of 2 or 3. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. If you go to Hobby Lobby after a holiday, they always have these 75% off.
The first aisle when you walk in the doors,
Yes.
at least at ours anyways, all that stuff is like, they're just giving it away pretty much.
Yes, so go to Hobby Lobby after the holiday to get it.
Yeah.
But lots of ways to get these. You could normally get a set of 2 of these if you're shopping a sale for $1, $1.50, something like that. So we're gonna get a little tea towel and we're gonna lay it on there. I'm also going to add a cheese knife. Now, we bought these, I think it was a set of 24 of these for $12. So they came out to 50 cents each for these little cheese knives. They come in a little piece of plastic, individually wrapped typically. We have kept these in our booth, and every time we sell a big cutting board, we're just like, hey, and as a little gift for buying today, we're going to give you a cheese knife with it. It's amazing what people love about a little 50-cent cheese knife.
It's like you handed them a $100 bill or something.
So I'm going to put the little 50-cent cheese knife. So we're buying a set of 2 of these for $1.50. So that's 75 cents for a towel, 50 cents for the cheese knife. So we've added $1.25 to the cost of this. And then I'm also going to add a little recipe card. Now, I printed a bigger one so you can see a little more what it looks like, and I'll set it here under this camera. So this is actually my mom, Brenda. It's Miss Brenda's cheese ball recipe. And it shows the ingredients, the directions, and it has a picture of a cheese ball and crackers sitting on a cheese board. So we are literally telling people how you can use this by putting a little recipe with it. And again, you're talking about a mother-in-law gift, a mother gift, a teacher gift. You know, we are putting this together and now it's a complete set. You've got the board, the recipe, and the cheese knife along with the towel, and it's a complete gift. So again, we're gonna use our jute that we just keep around for all purposes. And I'm gonna pull this to the edge so I can wrap it around a little bit.
I feel like Vanna helping out.
You look like Vanna as well.
I do not look like Vanna. And you, thankfully, do not look like Pat Sajak.
That's true. I'll agree with that.
Or Ryan Seacrest now, I guess.
Ryan's not bad. All right.
It's not bad if you're you. It's bad if you're me.
That's true. You definitely don't have Ryan Seacrest hair.
No. Or any hair.
Okay, so we're going to just put a simple knot in this.
Need my finger?
Actually, no, but I could have. All right, and so we've got our cheese knife. We've got our jute cord. Again, we're going to take our ribbon and we're just cutting a few little pieces. If you're good with a bow and you can make a fancy bow, go for it. If you can't, here's your trick. And tie our jute cord around it again. Arrange the bow. And now for $75, a little bit of ribbon. I said $75. $1.25.
$1.25.
I don't know where $75 came from. For
$1.25
of extra product and a little bit of ribbon, we now have a complete gift. They can look at this and say, I know exactly how to use that. There's a cheese ball recipe on here. You know, I know who I can give this to. Change out your little towel depending on the seasons. If you're doing 4th of July, put, you know, red, white, and blue. Close to the holidays, put the red and green like this one.
Throw it in a bag instead of the. I mean, there's different ways you can do it. This is just an example. You could put it in a smaller bag, or you can decorate it up however you want to.
But this is just an easy way, $1.25 extra. And now this board that was selling for $20, not only will it sell better at $20, but we could actually increase this price to $25
or $30
and sell it very easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, talking about free products, we are also going to provide the recipe card image download. So if you are not a fan of Canva or any other softwares for creating images like this, that's okay. We've done the work for you. You can use my mom's cheese ball recipe. It's delicious. And again, just print it out, put it with your product on just some basic cardstock, and it's amazing what it will add to the value. All right, so the last one is our box.
Our mystery box.
And again, this one, I'm gonna do a little bit different from the other two.
All right.
So these two, once we have them packaged, we wanna sell them as is. This one, I want to stage one of these and then have 4 or 5 of them that are empty, and you're not selling your staged one.
You can charge more for it.
Yes.
And we have done that. We have actually had these staged at a vintage market, so where it stayed in our booth. We weren't there working; it was in a store, and people bought the staged one more than the unstaged ones for a few extra dollars because we just charged a little bit extra for the stuff we put in it.
Yeah. So if you're going to do that, price the box and then price each individual thing you have in the box, or price your staged one at a higher price total than your unstaged one.
Yeah.
But typically we just take one that is staged and leave the others empty. So this is just, it's in our box. It's meant to have plants in it, but people look at it and say, what is that for? So we solved the problem for them. We go to the dollar store or Hobby Lobby again when the sales hit, and we get just little fake plants that aren't gonna die. And we stick them down in there. And now, all of a sudden, hey, that's an herb box. And it's very easy to tell now what the purpose of this product is.
Yeah.
So we started off and we said the number one barrier to buying is the lack of vision, the lack of imagination, the lack of the ability to see the use and the opportunities by the customer.
Yeah.
So what we have done with all three of these products, let me move my work stuff out of the way here, is we have removed the questions and increased the value of all of these products so that someone can easily see it and know exactly why I'm buying it, how I would use it, and who I would gift it to.
And we also talk about taking your smalls. We talk about smalls all the time. These are smalls, small in size, small in stature, small in cost or price. And taking your smalls and using them as a gateway to possibly sell larger, more expensive items. If that's your goal, is your goal to show us to make some money. And so, again, when you have these looking nicer, you have them staged, it helps draw people in and you have more of that opportunity.
It does. So again, we're putting a couple of digital download options in the show notes. Feel free to use these. But the biggest thing is stop and think about how you would use it in your home and remove the barrier. You know, we talk about this a lot with pictures. If you're going to post something for sale online, they say stage it. Like if you're building a table, put a lamp on it, put a, whatever, stage the image. And so we do that for photos, but we don't think about doing it for a craft show.
For crafts, yeah.
But we need to do it because the same issue exists. I don't know how I would use it. And as soon as I can see exactly how I'm going to use it, I can pick it up and buy it.
Yeah, you guys put your time, we put our effort, we put our money into building stuff, and if we're going to take them to sell them, that's the goal. So why not give yourself the best chance possible to accomplish that?
All right, so that's what we've got for you today. Go out, you're created for a purpose, so create for a purpose, then dress it up and sell it.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.